This video is a quick cuts look at how the Chargers offensive staff took advantage of Quentin Johnston's speed to generate their first touchdown of the year on a mesh traffic variation. And we let this flow through, we'll just spot shadow Johnston at the top side of the screen so you can see his path, number one, and see that the fact that he goes to the same side as the running back released to generate this first touchdown. Running this back through a couple of times to show what occurs and kind of annotate and film study some of it. This is what usually occurs on mesh. You get the running back releasing to one side. People refer to this oftentimes as a rail route, essentially just a wheel, and then a double drag from the inside receiver, in this case Keenan Allen, the slot, and then the X receiver tightly aligned to the backside. Now that's not actually how this occurs, but I bring this up because normally the area that I believe opens up the most is the spot, the side of the field that's been cleared out by the running back's route. This route here oftentimes will cause a defender to vacate this space. And so, for example, in this iteration that I'm showing you, Keenan Allen would benefit from it and run onto that open space for what is generally considered an easy touchdown. Now, it's important to note that's not the play that occurs here. This is slightly different. So, first of all, you're going to get a pick by the tight end. In addition, the running back is releasing to the opposite side. Many people refer to this as traffic, because you're getting traffic in the middle of the field and your job is to run through it. They're basically creating a tunnel. And so what I mean is the tight end is underneath, Keenan Allen is over top, and that is the design of that is such that Quentin Johnston can run through that. And if you compare it to my initial explanation for what is typically referred to as mesh, where the running back releases to this side, and that's the route that generally springs open, well, check out how it happens here. It's essentially a mirror image. The running back releases down here, and sure enough, Quentin Johnston catches the touchdown. Now, it is also beneficial or helpful, obviously, that the defender trailing Johnston falls down. But that's part of the design here, is that you get all this traffic in the middle of the field, and that is causing picks or rubs or shields to occur. And you can see Johnston wide open for Justin Herbert, who actually gets hit at the end of the play. This capped a 7-play, 68-yard drive. Quentin Johnston actually had 2 touchdown catches on the day. One more play I want to spotlight how the Chargers took advantage of his long speed to generate a big play on the second snap of the game. Usually these film studies that I would consider to be called quick cuts are in the 2 to 3 minute variety. Because I'm showing 2 plays here, this one will last a little bit longer. There's Johnston. It's a 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard scramble by Herbert on the first snap of the day. It's a play action concept, so the running back is flowing to the downside of our screen, the left-hand side of the offense. Johnston it's essentially a hide, what I would call it a Z hide. He's on the line of scrimmage, and he's running along the heels of the offensive lineman. You got a really nice, clean wall here of the offensive lineman to give us an illustration. McConkey running the over concept, Herbert booting in the opposite direction. A lot of conflict on, either an edge defender or a safety, DB, whatever that guy happens to be from a positional designation. Really nice job, man, by McConkey, just getting a little bit of a shove. And most times on these hide concepts, whether it's a tight end or a receiver, you get the player running out of bounds, but Johnston's there earlier, even though he emanated or began from the other side of the field. He's there faster than most guys, and that's the long speed that I'm referring to. So he doesn't run out of bounds. He's just on a different path. He's on a different track, different timing, if you will. He takes this thing downhill. And the Chiefs are very fortunate that this didn't end up being a touchdown, like I said, on the second snap of the game. Same play from the end zone angle. Here's Johnston. The play action flow is going to go opposite of that with the running back, and then Herbert booting off of it. The player put in extreme conflict, obviously, is number 27 here. He happens to be on the edge. Does he veer up to go get Herbert, right? Possibly chase a sack. That's a possibility. Run down the line of scrimmage, perhaps to chase the running back, or does he collision Johnston trying to cross his face? You've seen teams like the New England Patriots do that for years, especially in Super Bowl situations. He didn't either. He's kind of played in between them, and Herbert's got a free lane to throw the ball to Johnston. I think this is Keenan Allen. A little bit of a clear out route. McConkey from the other side of the field. McConkey's going to be the guy that gets a really key block. It's a slight little shove. That's all it is. Here, Allen is trying to deal with another DB. If he's able to get a bigger piece of him, kind of handle it a little bit better, Johnston could still be running. He really played well, if you ask me. I think the Chargers have got a great plan on how to use him to balance out or complement the run game maybe. and emphasize his speed out into the flats on this second play that I showed you, or on the mesh variation that I showed you on the initial play. If you'd appreciate any other film studies related to the Chargers, please let me know in the comment section. I am a Ravens content creator, also do some Lions and Seahawks stuff. These are typically going to be 2 to 3 minute videos in length. This particular one, I wanted to show these two plays to just illustrate how they were able to emphasize Johnston's speed, getting him out in the flats wide open one time, and then getting the first touchdown to cap the initial drive. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Chargers fans or football fans in general would enjoy this quick film study look at Quentin Johnston and what the Chargers did to spring him free twice on the opening drive, then please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.